Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're returning. Before we get into the zombie world deck profile for Edison format, if you guys like Goat, Edison, Tengu Plant, or Hat format, we have it all here, so subscribe for more. Alright, we have a 40 card main deck and a 15 card extra deck. Go ahead and split that up. Oops. Alright, we'll go over the main deck first. For the zombies, we have 2 Red-Eye Zombie Dragon. Red-Eye Zombie Dragon says you contribute summon this card in face-up attack position by attributing 1 zombie-type monster. When this card destroys a zombie-type monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon that monster to your side of the field. Now, at this point in time, it's important to mention that Zombie World says all monsters on the field and in any graveyard become zombies. Neither player can attribute monsters except zombie-type monsters. So while Zombie World is face-up, you will be destroying zombies by battle because their monsters will become zombies too. And the fact that he's only a single tribute makes him a lot more viable. Next up we have 2 Illblood. Illblood is that failed Gemini archetype that existed back in Edison, but honestly, Geminis aren't the worst in Edison, some of them. This one, so if you don't know what Geminis do, they have to be normal summoned twice. While they're not normal summoned twice, or while they're in the field or graveyard, they are treated as normal monsters. But if you normal summon again, they then become effect monsters. So if you normal summon them twice, or if you could special summon them out the first time, then normal summon them, that also counts. But his effect says once per turn, you can special summon 1 zombie-type monster from your hand or from either graveyard. But if it leaves the field, destroy all zombie monsters special summoned by this effect. But if this card leaves the field, I should say. He's got that ball and chain on his leg, so it kind of makes sense. Next up, we are playing double Zombie Master. Zombie Master is usually a 1-of in most zombie decks, but because of Zombie World, he's a little more viable as a 2-of. He's an 1800 beater, and he also says once per turn, you can send 1 monster card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon 1 level 4 lower zombie type monster from either player's graveyard, which is really good. It's going to help those combos. You can steal good monsters from your opponent's graveyard, including tuners. Very nice. Mizuki, he's limited to 1. You can't play more than that. If you banish him from your graveyard, you can special summon 1 zombie-type monster from your graveyard. Pretty simple. Plague, crazy good card. Very generic in most decks. Limited to 1, unfortunately for us, but we'll play it if we can get it. If this card is in your graveyard, you can place 1 card from the top of your hand. From your hand on top of your deck, I mean. And you special summon this card. But then it's going to be banished when it leaves the field after that. If you can get it back with Zombie Master or Illblood or Book of Life, then that obviously doesn't happen. You can use it when you need it, but that is going to be the best tuner for us. Spear Reaper, limited to 1, good zombie. Malevolent Mech Goku N, we're playing as a 1-of. It says you can normal summon this card without tributing. Once per turn during your end phase, if this card was summoned this way, send it to the graveyard, then take damage equal to its original attack in the graveyard. This card must be the only zombie monster on the field to activate and to resolve this effect. So the fact that he plays Zombie World, it kind of reduces the likelihood of that being true. Granted, if he is the only one left, then sure, you're taking damage, but still he's a good normal summon beater regardless, as long as you don't go for game against yourself. Next up, we have 2 Goblin Zombie, just a very good zombie in the format. He says when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, send the top card of their deck to the graveyard. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 zombie-type monster with 1200 or less defense from your deck to your hand. Next up, we have a very Zombie World specific zombie. We have 3 Paladin of the Cursed Dragon. He is a 1900 beater. He is not a dark though, he is a light. He says, once per turn, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower zombie type monster that was destroyed by battle from your opponent's graveyard to your side of the field. So he beats over stuff and he summons them back, pretty good. And the last monsters of the deck, we're playing 3 Pyramid Turtle. Pyramid Turtle is going to be that generic floater of the deck. We are not playing any fluff monsters, anything that's not zombie. We are really holding true to that archetype this time around. Because a lot of people play cards like Dad or just other good generic darks, but nope, we're just playing nothing but Zombie World cards. Pyramid Turtle is a floater that says when he's destroyed by battle, you can special summon a zombie with 2,000 or less defense from your deck. Look at Red-Eye Zombie Dragon. He has exactly 2,000 defense. He is phenomenally good in this deck. And I actually think this deck is underrated, especially as a rogue option. Definitely not meta by any means, but the synergy between these cards, playing the zombie engine, the traditional zombie engine, which is already broken. It has a lot of power. And there is a particular combo with Zombie World and a floodgate that we play with it that's pretty delinquent, and we'll get to that soon, but that's another reason why this deck can absolutely sack people pretty hard. Alright, to start with, we have 2 Book of Life. Book of Life is a spell card that is particularly good because not only is it a monster reborn, but it banishes a card from your opponent's graveyard. It says special summon 1 zombie type monster from your graveyard, and then remove play 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard. So that's good in formats like Chaos, like back in Go format when this card was legal as well. But it's also good in formats like this, which are heavily graveyard reliant, or need cards like Treeborn Frog, Lightsworns, Christius Warren, Bestiary if it gets to the Gladiator Beast graveyard, Heroes for Miracle Fusion. Book of Life is just a very good card. Next up, we're playing 3 Zombie World and 1 Terraforming as the 4th copy. Like I mentioned, Zombie World says all monsters on the field and in both players' graveyards become zombies. Neither player contributes summon monsters except zombies. Next up, we have 1 Allure. We play a lot of darks. Foolish, we have a lot of foolish burial targets. With the 1 Brain Con, because we contribute over stuff. And we synchro like nobody's business, so that's good. Burial from Different Dimension, we play cards like Mizuki, Plague Spreader. Just really good to recycle those cards. Next up, we're playing 1 Giant Trunade and 1 MST. We are opting to play Giant Trunade over Heavy Storm because we're playing a lot of continuous stuff that's going to remain on the field. And spoiler alert, we're playing Rivalry Warlords. That's what I meant by that card that's pretty delinquent and good in conjunction with Zombie World. We'll get to that at the end, though. For the traps, playing 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential Tribute, 1 Call of the Haunted, honorary zombie card, 1 Dark Bribe, 1 Starlight Road to help protect the back row, 2 Deep Prison, and then 2 Rivalry Warlords. So Rivalry of Warlords says each player must send monsters from his or her side of the field to the graveyard so that he or she only controls 1 type of face-up monster. As long as this card remains face-up on the field, each player can only summon or control 1 type of face-up monster. So basically, if you don't understand the lock, I'll explain it now. Because you can only control 1 type of monster, and then Zombie World says that everything's a zombie, as soon as you put out 1 monster, that monster is a zombie. Unless you can normal summon zombies from your hand, you cannot legally put down another monster. You can set one, that's fine, but you can't legally normal summon another monster, special summon another monster. And then Zombie World also says neither player can tribute summon except for zombie monsters. So you can't even tribute summon the 1 monster you have, even though you would then control just 1 zombie after that, because the one in your hand is not a zombie. This card actually destroys Flunderies in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And then also, it's no different back here. So Rivalry Warlords, just really good. You potentially sack your opponent with this card even if you don't see Zombie World. They might be playing a deck that uses a lot of different types. So the fact that that also is true makes this card that much better because it's not reliant 100% upon seeing Zombie World. But don't get me wrong, if you see Zombie World, it's an FTK. It's crazy. Alright, next up we have the extra deck. We'll go over that. Alright, so we have the zombies. We have Doom Kaiser Dragon and Revived King Hades. Doom Kaiser Dragon says that when this card is special summoned, you can target 1 zombie monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon that target to your field in tap position, but destroy it when this card leaves the field. So that is great because we're playing Zombie World, so their whole graveyard is treated as zombies. It does require a Plague Spreader Zombie as the tuner, and same thing for Hades. He also requires Plague Spreader Zombie as the tuner, and then 1 or more non-tuner zombie monsters. So this one also requires 1 or more non-tuner zombie monsters. So these are very specific cards for zombie decks. And then he says, negate the effects of effect monsters, destroy a battle with zombie monsters you control. So that's like Songen, Raiko, what else? I guess their Goblin Zombie if they have one. Recruiters, Ally of Justice Cataster, and YUGIOH, Brionic, Black Rose, Ancient Fairy, Double Stardust because we are playing the 1 Starlight Road, and then we can also just make it ourselves. Colossal Fighter, Thought Ruler, RDA, Dark Enemy because we play a lot of darks, Mistworm, and Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. And that is it for the extra deck, guys. And if you have any changes for the main or the extra, please let me know down below. I always consider these community projects. I'm always looking to innovate on the decks, change things up, and improve upon them. All right, guys, peace out.